gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
we left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know, so.
Cool. Yo, hey, we're back. UFC 284. There's going to be many parts to what happened last night. It's your boy Obosogi here.
Yeah, it's your guy Hadi.
And for the first time in almost 2 years, people, we have our first guest because the night was that good. We had to put in some extra reinforcements. Come on.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Indeed. And then just for the viewers out there, so we met Hadi in Paris, actually, in the Paris fight night, Tuivasa versus Garn, or Garn versus Tuivasa. And we interviewed him at the end of the night, and you came up with you told us the story of how you actually managed to get to Paris.
How is that time? Here we go, live in ESPN with Anthony Smith, big guy, flying hard.
I'm fucking starstruck, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Love it. What did you think of the car?
Sorry?
What did you think of the fight?
Well, man, that was awesome. I came all the way from Germany. My flights got canceled. I rented a car. The car broke down. I gave it a fucking towing truck, and I made it fucking here.
Yes,
fuck yeah!
Yes, woo!
Yes,
yes,
yes.
Whereabouts in Germany did you come from?
Yeah, I come from Munich.
Munich. I came on the train from Frankfurt this morning.
Yeah. I had to fucking come, bro.
Yes, I love that commitment, man, and it was worth it. It was well worth it.
Yeah. I just wanted to really quickly recap what happened to you on that journey because it's crazy.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I was so hyped that at the time that I didn't know I was just overly energetic. So if you watch the video, you might think I'm like on coke or something. But yeah, it was all the juices were flowing. You know what I mean? I was just like I didn't know what to say. The first thing that came to my mind was how I managed to get to Paris. So I got the flight booked right on 2:00, right, and then p.m. And so I went there about 3 hours earlier. I went there at 11 a.m. I got there, I asked them like, hey, where's the flight to Paris? And they were like, oh, it's already gone. I was like, excuse me? They said, yeah, it departed like 2 hours ago on 9 a.m. I was like, I didn't get a notification. I didn't get an email or an SMS. My life flashed before my eyes when I tell you. I was thinking about, oh, I'm not going to see Bobby Knuckles, bro. What the hell? Like, yo, goddamn. So thank God my uncle was there with me. And so we rented a car and we headed to Paris. We got a brand new 2022 car. All right. So I thought to myself, let's get the best car we could possibly get. The most reliable car.
In Germany.
Yeah, exactly. That was in Nuremberg in Germany. And so I was supposed to fly there. So change of plans. We went there. And 5 hours later, about 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers away from Paris, the car broke down. Oh. I was like, God damn, bro. What the hell?
Brand new car as well. Brand new,
bro. Yo, and I'm never getting an electric car or a hybrid car ever because of the trauma, bro. I got traumatized, bro. And so yeah,
you're talking to Mr. Tesla Club here. Hey,
yo,
no blasphemy allowed towards Tesla.
Oh my goodness. I was like, God, I was thinking about the electric cars and yeah, let's save the environment, but it didn't save my plans of seeing Bobby Knuckles. So I was like, you betrayed me, man. And so, we got the towing truck and we got it to the nearest gas station and it worked. And so thank God it worked. I got there on time. And yeah, I mean, it's part of the journey. I think that, the more obstacles you face, the more the more pleasure you feel when you're in the arena. And so Yeah, that's the
And
beautiful story.
that whole timeline was all on the day of the fights as well.
Exactly.
Like, it was on. Oh my goodness.
Exactly. Like it's not like, yo, we got 2 more days. No,
Yeah.
it was like 3 hours till the main card. Like we gotta get going, bro.
That's commitment.
I thought I'd be there when Robert Whittaker would be fighting, but no, I got there. I think it was Di Cherico, you know, the Italians,
yeah.
fighters. Yeah, I think it was the one before him. So yeah, I got there on time, thank God.
And I mean, let's be honest, it's probably because you were, you know, the car ran out of juice because you were doing the speed limit, and then it just,
And I was pissed off because on the Autobahn you could go like however it was like unlimited, and then once you get to France, 120. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Kilometers as well.
Yeah, 120 kilometers. I'm like, God damn, bro.
It's about 70. Yeah.
Oh my, and not to mention, I paid 260 euros, 260 for the towing truck, but it's all worth it. I mean, like, you know what I mean? 260, yeah, of course, because it's Saturday, so you have to, you know, they're like, it's Saturday, so it's 260. I'm like, whatever the hell, let me get to go to see Bobby Knuckles, man. I don't care. Like, let's get it over with. Let's go.
Fair play. Yeah, if you've not already caught that vlog from the Paris Fight Night, we'll put the link in the bio. Catch it. It's really good. It's really good.
Oh,
but yeah,
that was intense.
Indeed. Over to you, Sagi.
But obviously, we've done a deep dive on UFC 284 and the main event. Hadi, need to hear how was the emotional roller coaster for you, and who were you initially backing? Actually, who were you backing with the win going into the fight?
Oh my goodness! You know, I was like breathing heavily to the point where I got like partial muscle spasms. Like my arms were extended a little bit. I was like, "Yo, keep it together, man! Don't do that." I was the emotional roller coaster was like, God, man, like you see Islam getting clipped at the very first minute, and then I thought to myself, God damn, because I was backing my man Islam, so I was like, yeah, let's go, my man. And then you see him clipped, your confidence level goes, you know, takes a little dip, you know, takes a hit. But I was surprised to see like he can hold his own, you know, with Volkanovski in the striking department, because everybody thought, yeah, okay, Islam will just dive, you know, and hug the legs and everything like that. So yeah, I don't know, like there was a thought that came to my mind, like, would Khabib win if he was there in that kind of a situation?
Wow.
I thought to myself, like, bro, I love Khabib, but like, yo,
Hadi, you are that was one of my last points. That was one of my last points. I said that because I literally just said Khabib is the most vocal part of his corner, and he is the best student, so he listens to everything. And had Khabib been there, and I think Islam said it on the phone with FaceTime, I don't think the fight would have been as hard as it ended up being. All credit to Volk, because let's be honest, we didn't think it was going to be that competitive. Personally, I would say none of us did. And, you know, I even called it that it'd be submission to Islam round 2. I thought he was going to do exactly what he did to Charlie Olives to Volk.
Charlie Olives.
Honestly. So what you just said, I was like, you're mad. Exactly the same sentiments, where I think the not having Khabib or Khabib's dad in his corner for probably the first time in his career. Hey, there's a percentage of his energy and his aura missing there, because he listens to everything they say, and they're speaking in their own language, so they have that confidence to articulate rather than using English and being scared that the other corner is going to hear. They can speak Dagestani. If they're fighting another Dagestan, they can speak in Dagestani code, slang. You know, there's so many different dialects. They can speak Arabic. Let's be honest, because they're all Muslim, so they can speak Arabic if they needed to switch things up. Not having that in the corner and having more of a placid, calm corner, it contributed. You know, we've got to give Volk the credit, but it's and you know, sorry, I don't want to take over. Obviously, this is your time, but just because you said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like you come in with an angle that I also was very expressive about. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, well, my God. And then, but I think it's much like it had to happen in a way. It's kind of like Khabib's coaching coming into fruition. Like you have to be there on your own because I did it on my own. So you should learn how to manage the situation on your own as well. I think it also did a lot of good for Islam for his own like resilience training, so to say. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, but I was really disappointed that he couldn't finish him when he got his back. It was like 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the fourth round. I was like, bro, you're Islam, bro. How could you do that?
Exactly what I was saying as well.
Bro, but on the other hand, Volkanovski has got that Joe Rogan neck, you know, so so you can, I mean, like, you know what I mean? There's no
which equates to him having no neck. He has no neck.
Yeah,
neck.
Exactly. So it's neck and chin like that. There's no like. So I think that might have contributed to it, but I saw a lot of openings where like he could have just like put his forearm under his chin, but I don't know. He's the master, so maybe he thought that it wasn't the right time, but. For me as a spectator, I saw like maybe 5 seconds of openings where he could have just synced it in and then like yanked his under, like the hand under, and just executed the rear naked choke. But he's the master at the end of the day, so I don't know.
And on that, I think we got to give Volk's defense a lot of credit. Because I don't think in all my years of UFC I've seen somebody hand fight for that extensive amount of time and not lose concentration. Because you usually see it, somebody who's using that as a defense, they'll hand fight for 20, 30 seconds, and then all of a sudden the person who is in control gets their, like you said, gets their way anyway. So you're just like, oh great, you've just delayed the inevitable. Can't get my words out. Whereas there were minutes at a time where it was just hand fighting, where you know, Volk was just literally wrist. And we also mentioned this, massive credit to Mark Goddard, the referee, because the one time where he cheated by putting his fingers in the gloves, Mark Goddard was there straight away, and he didn't just give him a warning; he actually separated the hands. Yeah, that's a fantastic referee. Absolutely.
Yeah. I gotta disagree with my man Colby Covington. He's not Mark, not so Goddard. He is Mark.
Colby, yes, baby.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, he took initiative, and I mean, he's a great ref. I mean, unless I don't know, there was one incident where he was trying to stop a fight. I don't know which fight that was, and his shoe fell out or something. But other than that, he's a good ass ref.
And and I think there's two variables here that I definitely have to ask what your opinions are on them. So one being, what did you make of Islam striking and Volk's grappling and wrestling defense? What were the surprises there for you?
Yeah, I think Bisping said it best, where both underestimated each other in different departments. So Islam underestimated Volk in the wrestling, and vice versa. Islam underestimated him. Volk underestimated his striking. So I think the fact that Islam got Volk, or like clipped Volk on more than one occasion, that speaks volumes. Like, yeah, Islam got clipped maybe the first round, and then the fifth round where he was going to dive on him, you know, he was going to take him down, and then he got him with that right hand. But I think, yeah, did he like 3 times maybe? Islam clipped Volk.
Yeah, where his knee actually
hit the knee. Oh my! Took the knee. Did you see that knee, bro? Oh my gosh! And you know, the occasional, like, you know, counter where Volk would not be rocked, but he would acknowledge it, like, oh yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's what I said. He always made a point to strike back after he'd been
counters.
Always.
Yeah.
Counters were sharp. I mean, he trains at AKA, so like American Kickboxing Academy. So I mean, that also contributes a lot to his success. I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I was like, I hyperventilated the whole. I only calmed down at maybe the fourth round. Fourth and fifth round, I was composed. The rounds before that, I was hyperventilating. I was getting muscle spasms. Oh my God. My God.
You sound exactly like. See, I wasn't quite there. I think I was enjoying it as a neutral, although I was leaning towards Islam. I think I was enjoying it more as a neutral and just thinking what a spectacle from an elite MMA perspective. But all your physical and mental exertions are exactly what I have when Izzy and Usman are fighting. That's when I'm like, because they're our countrymen. That's when I'm literally like, sweating. My hair's falling out. It's like I'm cutting weight. I need people to be around me, like putting fingers back in my fingers. I'm like,
that's true. I mean, if we were fighting, we could manage our thoughts and emotions much more than watching our favorite fighters.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's true.
Out of
I only get that feeling also with Khabib as well. So right now with Islam. But and with Dustin Poirier versus Conor, the second match, I was like, yo.
So, sorry, just a quick one. For who in that second match? Were you
for Dustin?
Get out of here!
Look what I got, bro. I got like, do you see these advertisements of like the metal posters?
You might need to take your blur off.
What is it called? This plate. Do you know the display?
Oh, the displays, yeah. We can't see it.
Yeah, I got a display with my man Dustin right here.
Oh, you need to
apply it really quickly. Here we go.
I see that. I can see it now. I can see it.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah,
Dustin
Poirier.
Really
it's
nice.
a badass poster, bro.
that's a real fan right there.
Louisiana swamp trash.
Hey,
okay.
I'm Team COVID. Hey, Hadi, I'm not sure if you know, but for me, I'm not a Dustin fan. I personally am not a Dustin fan.
Controversially.
I respect you, bro.
But fair play. Everything else I agree with you.
Controversy, bro. Okay.
No, all good.
Yeah,
all good. So bit of banter there, but we won't get into Mardy's. He doesn't even know why he doesn't like him himself. I think it's just he's planted some type of seed and he's just very against him as a person. He always wants Dustin to lose. I'm pro Dustin. He's against. I've got Hadi now. Hadi's bringing the balance back. So this is a guest we're definitely going to have back again, in my eyes.
Thank you, bro. It would be an absolute pleasure. I love it. And let's do it. It would be my
quick one, Hadi, before we move on to the co-main event. How did you score the fight personally, or did you not get to score it?
I really have to watch it once again, but like right before when Bruce Buffer was about to announce it, I was like really hesitant. Maybe 3-2 for Volk, maybe 3-2 for Islam.
Which rounds? Round by round.
So I would say fifth round, of course, for Volk. First round, also, I think for Volk because he clipped him. But I don't know. I have to rewatch it. I don't know how it ended. I really forgot. So I really forgot. But they were like, but if I had to rewatch it, it would be 3-2. Definitely the fourth one for Islam, the fifth one for Volk. And I have to rewatch it.
Balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And with the rounds 1, 2, and 3 and the balance there, to be honest, although Mardy and I have different views, we actually agree on those 1, 2, and 3s. Depending on what you like when you watch them, they very much could swing either way. For me personally, I saw 1 and 2 for Islam. I had 3 as so close it could have gone either way, but I gave it to Volk. 4 100% Islam, and then 5 100% Volk. So that's how I scored it. And I believe the judges scored it. It was it 48-47 on 2 cards, and then 49-46 on the other card. I actually for me, I personally agree with all those cards because it was that type of fight. But I do believe firmly that Islam was, the decision went the right way. I don't think Volk won it. But you're obviously on the rewatch, you can come to your own analysis and conclusion as well, Hadi. But Let's move on because we have given that fight so much time and love.
Yeah, so much love.
It's getting how many episodes now?
Okay.
Chop
How
and
many
screwed.
Honestly,
My God.
we've got to go to the co-main, and my description of the co-main, masterclass, absolute masterclass. Like I thought, I think my pick was Emmett. I went with Emmett, didn't I? And this because I thought
So did
if
I.
it went long, then Emmett just needs to land once because of the power. But then I forgot how good Yair was in terms of movement, and that landing once on Yair is bloody hard. And that guy's movement is on another stratosphere. And as soon as I watched the first minute, I was like, oh my gosh, this guy. How could I go against him? And I just went against him because I was just trying to be, Angel's advocate. I didn't want all three of us to say, hey.
Yeah. Let me just say, up till now, 100% of my 2023 fight predictions have been right.
Same.
If you want betting advice, come to your man Mardi. This is all I'm saying.
We just don't want you to end up in prison like James Krause, okay? Just hold up, all right? Just keep it on the low, bro.
No, I give advice. I don't place bets. I just give the advice.
Okay.
But
Please, we need you here, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I have the same views as you, Soggy, in terms of Yair's movement and his technique was just ridiculous. He managed to evade so many of Emmett's striking, but Emmett did catch him. He did catch him a couple of times, and he felt it. But the way that he finished the fight, woof! Like I've got to give him a clap for that because it was technique, and yeah, he did well. He did well. Hadi, your thoughts?
I really like maybe one moment that I was like, yo, I don't get a lot of those moments where I'm like kind of in shock, is where Emmett catches Yair and he gets to the ground and he somehow manages to, hug him on the ground to where he cannot really move or spin, and he just hammers him. Did you see, like, he was like an anaconda with one hand, not like the anaconda technique, but like an anaconda just squeezing him with the left hand or the left arm, and just swarming him with ground and pound with the right hand. That was brutal.
But on that,
and maybe that was in the first round. Yeah.
But on that, did you see how? For me, I saw how good Yair, even in those situations, how good he was on his back.
Off his back.
His shots looked like they were causing damage. Like he was elbowing with absolute ferocity. His elbows on the top of Emmett's head from the bottom. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, as much as Emmett was throwing the power ground,
he was grounding and pounding him, and he stopped. Like it was like almost like caught him off guard a little bit.
And there was one point where I was going to put my feet in the air, but there was one point where Yair literally like created enough leverage where Emmett was still on, and from Yair, from like the ground, was smacking him like with full force, even though Emmett was stood up and literally at his hips. Like the elements of because all he needed, obviously, as the fight transpired, I thought, okay, it's clear here now. Okay, now I got how I called this fight all wrong. Emmett needs to be on his chest to make it count, whereas Yair just needs space to do his best work. And that's what Yair did very well through the whole fight. Even when those moments where, like Hadi correctly called, where he was in a closed guard, his guard was closed for a reason. He did that on purpose to give him those elbows opportunities to then explode, to push Emmett off and carry on giving him full power blasts whilst he was taking them. It made it 50-50, even though he was on his back. Even though he was the one who'd been grounded, it wasn't actually in Emmett's favor. And even the way it ended, again, it's almost like Charlie Olives. I'll go down, but you're coming down with me into my world, and I'm going to do what I want against you. And that's how, for me, there was just so many ways Yair could have ended it. He had so many tools in his favors, where Emmett only, let's be honest, only had, I just need to, like the right hand. He had one tool. There was no other way Emmett was going to get him out of there. It was for me, Yair was just fantastic.
In GSP. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No problem.
It was like Bisping and GSP, when Bisping was on his back and he blasted GSP with his elbows, and he cut him really bad. The same situation, but no cuts this time. Yeah, I mean, he got a lot of ways to win, and rightfully so. Like he did win, and because he got more ways to win than Josh Emmett, unfortunately. I was rooting for Emmett, but I'm not a diehard fan for any of them, like per se. But I like both. But I thought to myself, yeah, let me just go with the older man, just because for the longevity, for the effort, you know. So he's almost 40, or is he already 40?
I think he's 38 in a few months. He's 37 now. What, 38
yes.
soon. Yeah,
like for the hell of it, let me just go with my man Emmett.
Yeah, I feel bad now. I feel bad. It's like, you know, it's probably his last chance, because he was ranked 5th going into that fight, and back of the queue now again, sort of thing. So I think for Yair, again, Yair showed that, you know, he has that capability to cause damage, and he's the interim champ. Now with the interim champ, there needs to be a unification fight. What do we think about Yair or Volk versus Yair? Does Yair have a chance? What are we saying?
I think Volk said he wants an immediate rematch with Islam. So
I don't think he said immediate. I think they both said rematch, but none of them used the word immediate.
I don't know. It was not at the press conference. It was with Brett Okamoto.
Oh, ESPN.
Okay.
It was like whole nother interview.
Yeah,
you know?
I personally think the UFC will want the rematch, but I think because they've set up the interim, I think there's that obligation that Volk has to go down, fight, unified, then do it again. For me, I think my dream scenario would be, for example, Volk to go down. It sounds weird now, Volk to go down, because that's what he has to do. Volk to go back down, go home, fight Yair. I believe Islam will fight the winner of Dariush versus Charlie Olives. And then I like living in a multiverse. Then my dream world would see Islam versus Volk, New Year's Eve. Close out the year. UFC New Year's Eve. That's what I'm calling it.
For the bookmark it.
That's it. Get it in your calendars.
My goodness. Yeah, maybe the rematch, maybe in Mexico, would be cool. Not the rematch, the unification bout in Mexico, maybe.
Ooh, that would be a nice one. Yeah. Those Mexican fans are crazy as well.
Yeah, they do.
I love that. It's true though, because you can almost say, well, you know, Volk, we set up your last fight. You were at home, camp, family. Now you've got to travel for us in the lines. Then, just like Islam had to do. I like that. Get Brandon Moreno on the card as well. Oh,
yeah. There's so many of them. Brandon, Luke, all of these guys.
Brandon Moreno defending as well. Brandon Moreno fighting somebody new and not Figgy.
Pantoja or someone. Come on.
I like that. I like that.
But does he have a chance? Sorry.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, you can't say he doesn't have a chance. The guy has been through so much adversity. I think people are almost sleeping on him. He was cut by the UFC, I think, only 2018. Yeah, he was cut. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Go back. Look into his record. He was actually cut and then has come back, and now he's interim champion. So when we say don't sleep on people, I think that's the epitome of don't sleep on Yair. It's Volk though, and I think this chapter against Islam, just like it has iron sharpens iron. I think it's made him invincible once he goes back down, and I think Islam as well. I see them. They're the best match for each other in terms of a fight. I think you have to give him a chance, but I think Volk now, I think he's gonna be on a new level now, because we've seen grappling that we never thought we were gonna see from him. Defense, you know, he was even trying to take Islam down. You know,
madman.
So for me, we're gonna see a Volk that goes down there and is a killer that's on another level. So yes, do I give Yair a chance? Of course I do. Do I think he'll win? No, I don't.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Hadi, what do you think?
Fair enough. I was gonna say this exact same thing. Yeah, because like he already ran through the division. The only real test is Yair, because like the top 5, Emmett is at top 5, so everybody under him, he already beat, I think. So
Yeah.
Ortega, how did he escape that guillotine though? How?
It's bad. It's crazy. I
I'm
have
going
no
on a
answer
tangent,
to that.
but I have to question that. Begs the question.
Paddy, we've already done behind the science behind that. He escaped it because he doesn't have a neck to be choked. There's no neck there.
Yo, that's true. That's it. My goodness. But yeah, what was the initial question? Whether Yair has a chance? I mean, not really. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My God, it's like it's the exact same situation with Usman and Covington. If there were no Usman, Covington would be the champ. And I think this kind of like is a similar situation where if there were no Volk, Yair could beat Holloway, which would already be the champ.
Yeah.
And then because
I like that analogy because for me it's the same with Bobby Knuckles. If there was no Izzy, Bobby Knuckles would have been the champion, just been defending, and would have been we would have been talking about legacy.
Yeah, and now that kryptonite has also like Poitin, you know what I mean? That like he's Poitin. Did you see the meme people use, the emoji when they mention Pereira? This like stone face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's him. That's the dude.
It's true. Everybody has kryptonite. All styles have kryptonite. Did you ever play Pokemon cards when you were younger, sort of thing? And you have certain elements that had a weakness to other elements. That's what it's like for me in mixed martial arts. Although we did think that Sambo had no weakness. Volkanovski is Sambo's weakness.
Wow, I love that statement. Please make it a shirt. Let's go. Monetize your passion.
New merch.
New merch.
Match alert.
Monetize your passion, baby. Let's go.
That's it. But yeah, I think a Volk Yair match would be a fun one, exciting one. I think somebody will be finished. Somebody will be finished there. I do see Volk winning, but I do give Yair a chance. I do, but I think if Yair is lost to Max, and that was very close, Volk just separates it. But again, styles makes fights, so I'll be interested to see that one. Yeah, definitely.
I mean, both their strengths. Now let me put it this way: the strengths of both of them, like Yair and Volkanovski, are the lateral movements and the really fast twitches and muscles and movements, etc. And both possess that. So at this stage, when they do fight against each other, it's going to be a matter of who can sustain the most, who has the better cardiovascular ability, because both will be utilizing that skill set of, going like really fast and utilizing their cardio. That it all comes down to who has better cardio at the end of the day.
The thing is, I think that's a fantastic point. The thing is, after what we've just seen and the cardio level, we're talking about the two most elite fighters in MMA fighting. And let's be honest, when you rewatch it, it will hit you that Volk's cardio is not on this planet, because Islam was struggling towards the end, cardio wise, and from 1 minute 50 of round 5, Islam's eyes are on one thing and one thing only: the clock. You just did a great. It was like a meerkat. Like,
yes,
that's exact. And like, so for me, Volk is literally a cardio machine, and I don't think anyone can keep up with him, considering he's just done that cardio showcase at a weight above his own weight class. Then for me, in his own weight class, then it's just but saying that, Yair does train at altitude. If they fight in Mexico, it will also be at altitude. That might balance the books a little bit. So that'll be an interesting caveat to have as well.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
But yeah, that's if it happened in Mexico. Then yeah, that becomes a little bit interesting and maybe balances the cardio levels and makes it actually a little bit more level. Or Yair might have the advantage because he's fighting at his level.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So it will just depend on how Volk preps.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
Abs-
goodness, that's a banger. That's a banger.
Either
right
way,
there.
agreed. And he deservedly won performance of the night for that. Yeah. So congrats to our new featherweight interim champion.
Yes.
Viva la
Congrats, man.
Mexico! Viva la Mexico!
Viva la Mexico. We love it. We love it.
Saying that, I don't want to keep going back to the main event. Sorry, I've just seen a tweet, but I've just seen a tweet from Islam, and I've got whilst this
breaking news.
Breaking. Whilst it's hot off the press, this is Islam's Makhachev's tweet from 18 minutes ago. Just watch the tape and have to be fair. Out of 25 minutes, Volk got the last 1 minute.
Oh, this dude, bruh. Did you see?
That's fired.
Did you see RC's reaction when Islam was talking about Charlie Olives and he's like, he don't speak English. You need English to make money. And you know, DC was like that, and RC was like, bruh, this dude, bruh. And I'm gonna make the same reaction this time, bruh. This dude, bruh.
He's a savage. He's a savage.
Out of 25 minutes, Volk got last 1 minute. Love it.
Wow.
Oh, but yeah, sorry, had to go back to that again. Moving on to actually performance of the night fight, which was Jack Della Maddalena versus Randy Brown. Don't know if you managed to quickly watch that, Mardi, Hadi?
Yes.
You did?
I've not seen that yet. I've not seen that, but take it away. I know the result, so all good.
Cool.
It was like the same. I don't know if you saw the finish, but it was the kind of like when Jamal Hill knocked Johnny Walker out, and he did those crazy ass movements. It was kind of like the same movement, but going forwards. You know, he was like initiating the punch, but couldn't really do it, and he was on wobbly legs, so he was doing a chicken dance forwards. It was crazy. It was a spectacle. You have to see it.
The thing is, I agree. I was gutted because up to that point, Randy Brown was doing very well. He kept the fight long. He was nicely piecing up Jack Della, and I thought, hey, Randy Brown's got this. I was I was feeling confident for him. He looked good. We talked about Yair flowing like water, as Bruce Lee says. Yeah, Randy Brown was in the element. And then Jack Della just got this sharp left hook wherever it landed, and it just seemed to like mess up his equilibrium. And it was, as Hadi said,
there, actually, not even on the chin. It was like partly on the jaw, partly on the neck. I don't know. Yeah. Crazy.
It just landed, and then it was just all over. It was just like, what? He was literally in control up to that point. And then even the way he went down, like you said, it was like chicken dance, stroke, sprawl, stroke, cartwheel. It was all limbs. It just went down. It looked like a giraffe had just taken a sniper to its neck.
That's the best analogy. Yes. Exactly.
It looked like a giraffe just got sniped. It was just all limbs, legs, everything, and then it was just over. And I was like, what? Where did that come from? So really good for Randy Brown, because like I said, I thought he had a really good chance. I thought it was a really good matchup for him, and he was looking really, really good, and you could see from the disappointment in his face that he knows he let one slip there, and it was just really unfortunate.
It was like. And he finished him with a rear naked choke as well. It was not a knockout.
Yeah.
He wobbled him, and he got some like hammer fists, and he get through, and then boom.
He went down and he finished his dinner. Yeah.
Fair
play. In front of his own fans.
And then there was probably one last one we'll cover just because it was nice and quick, and it was also round one. Was the heavyweight bout, which was Justin Taffer versus Parker Porter. Didn't last long. I think it lasted 1 minute 6 seconds. a lot of posturing, and then there was just a short left from Justin Taffer. I think it was a left, murder she wrote, Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, lights out, Parker Porter's down, and Justin just stood over him. Referee moved so slow, just like moved over him, just tapped him and like, yeah, it's over. He didn't even run in because Justin didn't go in for like to kill. He was just like, yo, ref, what are you gonna do now? It was just like a sharp, like they were just about to meet and like get into an exchange, but it was over. It was just like sharp left, landed right on the jaw, done. Clean. Night. That was it.
Yeah, no follow-up punches necessary. He just walked off. Class act.
Absolute light work. But yeah, after that, I think I don't know, Hadi, were there any fights you wanted to call out after that? For me, that's all I've gone back as far as I know. I know the results, but I haven't gone back to rewatch the prelims, for example. How about yourself, Hadi?
That's it for me. I really need to watch the very first match on the early prelims. It was Islam's friend. What was his name?
Oh, was it Zabit? Was it? Oh,
Zubaira.
Zabira.
Zabira. Yeah.
Zabira. Yeah.
He got him on the prelims, bro. But yeah, have to watch it. But other than that, yeah, that's as far back as I can remember. The heavyweights. That was the first one I watched.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about
Left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, you know, so